Hey guys, Air2 is here, Air for short. I'm going to open a mystical scroll and I'm going to talk about the monsters or whatever monster we end up getting. I'm going to discuss runes for him. And feel free to leave rune suggestions of your own in the comment section below. You don't have to follow any of my advice. I'm just going to discuss the monsters and, give you some hints. So we've got the summon circle here, mystical scroll, 5, 6, 7, 8 summon. We got a 3-star. Okay, so we got the Fire Grim Reaper. This is considered one of the better Grim Reapers. I know I've used him. These guys are squishy though. All the Grim Reapers die so quickly, and it just drives me nuts because they look so cool. He's an attack type, so he's designed to do a lot of damage. Now, if you take a look at his skills here, Grim Scythe reaps the life of the enemy with a deadly scythe, acquires additional turn if the enemy dies, which is amazing. I love that. So that skill's basically designed to kill somebody. Deadly Swing inflicts damage to all enemies with a deadly scythe, always lands as a critical hit if the enemy's HP is lower than 30%. Great. Awesome. Also designed to kill people. Living Hell creates a living hell for enemies and inflicts continuous damage and disturbs their HP recovery for 3 turns. This is why this monster is very, very useful. Ruining the ability for a monster to recover HP is so essential in Arena or against the Wind Guardian. Basically, Arena mostly. And the continuous damage is always lovely, because then every time they move, they get hurt. It takes 5% per continuous damage. And I'm pretty sure this leaves 2 continuous damage. I'm not 100% certain on that. But anyways, nonetheless, okay, so you can go attack power with him if you want. He does have 2 skills here that attack all enemies. And then if you increase his attack power, he has a better chance of killing a monster, which will give him an extra turn. You could do that if you want. You could go Fatal Blade or Rage Blade. If you go Rage, make sure you've got like nearly 100% critical rate, if not 100%, either using substats or do crit rate on slot 4. If you go the Fatal route, you'll increase his attack power. You could do a combination here. You could do Fatal runes and then Focus runes to give him some accuracy so that these debuffs land. This does not leave any debuffs, and this does not leave any debuffs. So if you're going to debuff, it's basically on the 3rd skill here, but that's kind of why this skill is so good. Now, talking about debuffs, so if you don't want to go the full attack route and you want to be a little more strategic with this guy, you could go Despair runes. Now, this will give a 25% chance of stunning for any of his attacks here. So he'll have a 25% chance to stun with this skill, not so useful. This hits all enemies, and he'll have a 25% chance of stunning every single enemy it hits, as well as this one. So not only could you ruin their chance of recovering their HP, you can also inflict the continuous damage and potentially stun them, which, if they're the healing monsters, basically you could stack up some real debuffs on your enemies. I would do that personally. I don't know. If you do go Despair, make sure to Despair Focus. Otherwise, what's the point in having a stun ability if they're going to resist it? You want your accuracy pretty high. And then go accuracy on slot 6. And then I would do attack percentage on slot 4, and then you could do attack percentage on slot 2, or you could go speed. You might want to increase his speed since he dies really quickly. It's up to you. If you have a monster that gives a speed buff, then go attack percentage on 2 and pair him up with that monster. As far as pairing him up, I would use him with monsters that give a defense or HP buff, because these guys die really, really quickly. Or an accuracy buff, that way this skill will do a crazy amount of debuffing. Yeah. I mean, you could try Swift Runes with him if you just want him to hit quickly, or Violent Runes if you want him to attack often. I mean, you could leave some debuffs here, and then if you kill somebody, I mean, it's always better to have 2 chances to kill somebody than just the one, so Violent Runes are good in that respect. If you do Violent Runes, I would go attack percentage on 2, 4, and 6, just because if you're going to do Violent Runes, you're really looking to just kill them. Yeah, so either go all out attack with him. He is an attack monster and he'll do an insane amount of damage. Or you can go a more strategic route, go Despair Runes and try to stun those enemies. If you go to do the Despair Runes, make sure you give him accuracy. If you go the attack route, give him lots of attack percentages and even work on his crit rate if you want. If you go Rage, you can give him crit damage or crit rate. It's up to you. And if you go Violent Runes, I would go attack percentage. So hopefully this has been helpful for you guys. This monster's pretty awesome in like early to mid games. Later in the game, people just hone in on him first, take him out right away. And yeah, so hopefully this has been good for you guys, and peace.